Hi, on this video I'd like to share a little personal feeling of what most Americans are going through. This is completely bullshit because you know why? Well, first of all, bank are the one who make out all those crappy loans to people who can barely afford their credit card or their car. They basically have appraisers and mortgage lenders doing fake appraisals and just false provide false information to the bank, and the bank processors and the appraisers at the bank took those loans, took those paper because they don't want to miss any business. you know the Wall Streets are buying the mortgages like crazy, like Citibank and Merrill Lynch and UBS and other banks are buying these basically poison mortgage packages. And of course, bank and mortgage company don't want to miss this opportunity to sell crappy paper at a higher rate and make a lot of money. So everybody's doing this. So the bank, and the mortgage companies are the one who created the problem by lending money to people who can barely afford to drive. And now people who can afford to drive are foreclosing their house. Now when the bank get those houses back, what are they going to do? Those are foreclosed houses. They're going to sell it at a below market price. What does that do to your home? If you own a home and you have a foreclosure on your street or near your street or within 5 miles of your street, guess what? Your house value just got knocked down 10% on top of the housing bubble. So bank lent to the wrong people. Now they're selling it at a lower price. So you're getting screwed. If you're one of those people who foreclose and went bankrupt, that's fine, because you pretty much, if you went bankrupt or foreclosed, you pretty much don't have anything to begin with. Now for the good people who did their work, who did their good paper and get a good loan, who did everything right and proper, now we're getting screwed. Everybody's getting screwed. Let's say you didn't buy any house, you rent. If you invest in stock, you're getting screwed too, because look what's happening to the stock market. Citigroup is at a 12-year low. 12-year low. I mean, Washington Mutual, one of the biggest saving bank in California, it's almost bankrupt. Country-wise, it was going bankrupt until Bank of America bought it. This is a big problem, and we're losing money. If you own a house, you lose money. Okay, I own a house. I lose a lot of money. If you own stocks, stocks are getting sold by the negativity. It's on valuation basis. The U.S. stock market is actually not that bad. The stocks are not expensive, and most companies are making money except for the banks. But the bears, I have to say right now I don't like the bears. Man, they just find any opportunity to sell. How do you know you're a bear? When you panic. Okay, when you panic and go, oh shoot, everybody's selling, I gotta sell now. Well, that's true. When everybody's selling, you want to protect yourself. But when there's too many people like that, the market gets knocked down for any small reason. I mean, it could be like anything. The market will get knocked down. For that, we have to thank to the mutual fund managers and the hedge fund managers. Just for your information, most of the mutual fund managers and hedge fund managers are, when it comes to long-term investing, losers, because they can barely beat the market gain on percentage. They're not stupid, it's just that their performance sucks for the most part. And you have all those people selling the stock for any freaking reasons, and you're getting knocked down. So let's say you own a house, and you have a retirement account, and you have a retirement account and a stock portfolio. Now you're getting knocked down on your house, you're getting knocked down on your stock portfolio, your retirement account is going down, And I don't know if you own any credit cards, those rate might come up because the bank needs to raise money. And not to mention if you owe anything else or gotta do something else. I mean, it just sucks right now. And we're going through a presidential change. I don't even know who has the ability to fix this problem. And not to mention, 3 years later, we're gonna have 75 million Americans turning into 65 and start collecting Social Security, the money which we don't even have. The American government owes, um, I think, if you count the Social Security and all that healthcare costs, we owed about, I think, around $30 trillion. $30 trillion. Compared to our GDP, that's not a big number. We could afford it um, on credit. We could afford it on credit. So we gotta borrow that money from somebody somewhere. Uh, so we have all those things going wrong for us, and Mr. Bernanke, our federal chairman, choose not to do anything when he had the chance to fix it 8 months ago, and he doesn't want to do shit because he's so smart, sitting in his desk, collecting his paycheck. Screw the whole market. Now he's like cutting rates by 1% every 2 months. Genius. So we got this genius running the Fed. He's getting better, but he was a retard. And then we have all this problem coming. And now China, the growing economy in the world, China is importing inflation because there's not enough food, there's not enough material, there's just not enough stuff for everyone. So they're importing their inflation to us. We're not gonna be able to get cheap goods, and we're going through a slow economy in the United States. Let me see what else. Let me see if I could think of anything else. Oh yeah, and global warming. So Jesus Christ, man, is this Armageddon or what? Getting hit at everything, every angle. I guess the only thing that could get worse is having a George Bush be our president for the next 4 years again, huh? How you like that? How you like that? So, Jesus, man, just getting hit everything, global warming, everything. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, it sucks to be American right now. Um, I guess we just have to look to the bright side, at least you're not in the Middle East and getting blow up by people every single day, Well, I don't know. Maybe if they're going to a better place, maybe they're better off. I don't know. But yeah, man. For all of you that watched this video, I hope you are hanging there. And if you don't own stock, you don't own house, you don't own anything, good for you. Good luck, and let's hope our next president could really fix our problems.